Good morning from my home in Ledyard, Connecticut. I have a story today that I want to read, but before I begin, I want to tell you a little bit about why I read this book. This book was given to my son, Jesse, when he was about 5 years old. We read it many, many nights together. He learned to read it to me. I took it to Seattle with me, to my classroom, and read it to my children there. I carried it across country to Wappinger Falls and read it to my students at Randolph School. And today I'd like to read it for you. It's called The Piggy and the Puddle. And the words are by Charlotte Pomerantz. The pictures by James Marshall. And it was a Reading Rainbow book. While you're home, not at school, you should look up Reading Rainbow. There are wonderful books, and children have reviewed many of them. I'm going to turn the book toward me while I read, but I will show you the pictures after each page. The Piggy and the Puddle. I also want to make note of this very important page that's not part of the story, but part of the history of the book. This book was written in 1974. I was 20 years old then, long before most of you were born, and it was written for Gabriella, Daniel, and Jennifer, and the pictures are for Eloise Clifton. That beautiful sign that says, "To the Puddle." See the piggy in the puddle. See the piggy in the middle of the muddy little puddle. See the piggy in the middle of the muddy little puddle. See her dawdle, see her diddle in the muddy, muddy middle. See her waddle plump and little in the very merry middle. See her daddy, fuddy-duddy, fuddy-duddy, fuddy-duddy. Do not get all muddy, 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 muddy. You are much too plump and little to be in the muddy middle. Mud is squishy. Mud is squashy. Mud is oh so squishy, squashy. What you need is lots of soap. But the piggy answered, "Squishy, squashy, squishy, squashy. Nope." See her mommy, fiddle-faddle, fiddle-faddle, fiddle-faddle. Get out of there, ski-daddle-daddle, daddle-daddle, daddle. You are much too plump and little to be in the muddy middle. Mud is mooshy, mud is squooshy, mud is oh so mooshy, squooshy. What you need is lots of soap. But the piggy answered, "Mooshy, squooshy, mooshy, squooshy. Nope." See her brother, silly Billy, silly Billy, silly Billy. Do not waddle willy-nilly, willy-nilly, willy-nilly. You are much too plump and little to be in the muddy middle. Mud is oofy, mud is poofy, mud is oh so oofy poofy. What you need is lots of soap. But the piggy answered, "Oofy poofy, oofy poofy, nope." There was Piggy, plump and little, in the very merry middle. She was waddling, she was paddling, she was diving way down Derry. She was wiggling, she was giggling, she was very, very merry. Said the mother, "Little Piggy, you have made me very mad." Said the father, "Little Piggy, you have made me very sad." "Little Piggy," said the brother, You are very, very bad, said the piggy. Squishy, squashy, mushy, squishy, very bad. Dear, oh dear, said Piggy's mother. What's a mother pig to do? She thought and thought and thought and thought. And then, of course, she knew. She said, I bet my feet get wet, and jumped into. See two piggies in the puddle, in the muddy little puddle. See the piggy and her mommy in the muddy little puddle. Me, oh my, said Piggy's father. What's a father pig to do? He thought and thought and thought and thought. And then, of course, he knew. He said, I bet my tail gets wet, and jumped into. See three piggies in the puddle, in the muddy little puddle. See Mommy, Daddy, Piggy in the muddy little puddle. Boo, hoo, hoo, cried Piggy's brother. Whatever shall I do? He thought, but not for very long, because of course he knew. He held his nose and yelled, Here goes! And jumped in too. See four piggies in the puddle, in the muddy little puddle. See the piggies in the middle of the muddy little puddle. See them diddle, big and little, in the very merry middle. Said the daddy, Mud is squishy, mud is oh so squishy squashy. Said the mommy, Mud is mushy, mud is oh so mushy squishy. Said the brother,